Well, I thought about other words to use, but I realized that everything that I had in the show was my reaction to things that I encounter in the world. So I decided, well, it's not perspective, although I keep getting the two mixed up, it's perceptions. Perception really has to do with your senses and how you use your senses and what kind of information you get from your senses and experiences and things that have happened to you in the past. And I realized that pretty much the work that I've got here has to do with my perception. When I found that word, it sort of helped me pull everything together. Because, oh, okay, that's what it really is. This is my reaction. This is what I've found. The next part was to try and get it to flow, going from printmaking to the sculpture to, I've got one painting here that really means a lot to me, and I'm not quite sure why, except that it depicts a real life situation that people have no control over. When I said it's about time, well, that time passes and that you sit in a day in a world and everything's going around you. So the two pieces actually have to do with the fact that you can sit still and still there's stuff going on around you and it just flies by. When I'm working with clay, I always start out by doing an exercise, a simple exercise. I take the clay, pretty much like this, and I see what kind of face is in there. And so I've made now 535 of these little heads that I make, and they all reflect what the clay looks like at that moment, and I use them almost as test tiles to see how various glazes work. I'm showing 76 of them here. One day I'd like to show all of them together. But each one represents sort of that moment that I was sitting there with the clay. I have to admit that being part of the Cooperative Gallery has been really good. I mean, I have to work for it, but every couple of years I have a show. And as such, I'm pushed to keep making pieces, and I'm pushed not to make the same pieces I made before. And so I really try not to show the same things I've shown. You know, I often wonder why I do this and why this past couple of years my work has been so disparate and it's all over the place, and yet I keep making it. I really must want to say something with my work. It just doesn't stop.